name is Chris Parkinson. I work for Coping Corporation and I'm here showing off the Motorola Coping headset. This is called GoldenEye. It's a full mobile PC, wearable over the head. It includes a 15-inch virtual display. It is entirely driven by speech recognition and head movement control. It is designed for industrial use, for public safety and other such enterprise clients. It wears over the head, below the line of sight, so my eyes are not obstructed. I'm able to look around me, walk around and even juggle with hot coals if I need to.
What is the actual size of the display? I know being so close to the eye it appears like a 15-inch display.
The actual display is 0.44 inches diagonal. It's 800 by 600 pixels. But with the optics there, it does give me that 15-inch display look. So what I'm looking at is a screen with buttons on it. It's replicated up on the big TV here, you can see. So I'm going to show off this public safety demo that we're here with Verizon showing this off. Command Core Mobile. So, speech recognition gets me into the application.
Sorry to interrupt, but on the screen is essentially what you would see in that display, right?
You are seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Okay? But all the content is generated from the back of my head. It just so happens that through a wireless link we are copying it out to a PC so we can display it for demos.
Right.
So what I'm doing now, I'm looking at a map of the CES floor here. If I turn my head left, the map scrolls. If I turn my head the other way, it goes back. So this map is bigger than my 800 by 600 screen. But it doesn't matter. Just turn around, I'm looking around a virtually infinitely large screen. Now, in this scenario, I'm a police officer. I've just been alerted to an incident. So I can pull up this incident, view event 1. Turns out there's a missing child. So, the missing child report tells me all about this missing child. It tells me I must go to section 232 to find out about this guy. So, like a good diligent policeman, off I go, trotting off to 232. Previous. And this is where the map comes in handy. It can tell me where to go. And it turns out 232 is where the red block is on the screen. Now on the way there, I noticed there's a security camera that I can tap into. That's useful. I'll tap into it. View camera 1. View camera 1. So here comes the security camera. I'm now watching live feed from the security camera as I'm responding to this event. I'm walking there. The idea is now, in looking at these cameras, I can have full situational awareness by the time I've even got to an area. And furthermore, I can control this camera. Level 2. So as you can see, I can zoom in and I can move the camera around.
So any button or with the orange and white text are the commands that you can say to the handset at the time.
Yeah, we always make a point of showing you what the buttons are so you don't have to guess what the commands are. Pan left. Pan left. Level 3. So you see I get full command and control over this camera, all as I'm moving towards the scene of the crime. And that's all enabled thanks to Verizon's LTE backbone that gives me this broadband connectivity. And we go from, we have a low power wireless and a low power Wi-Fi and low power Bluetooth on the head, enough to get me down to my belt buckle. And from there we go high power LTE out to the broadband.
So it connects to a mobile hotspot like a smartphone or Wi-Fi,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Because we don't want to put LTE on the head. It's okay for a couple of calls, but for an 8-hour shift, you don't want to be broadcasting all day long. There's no scientific evidence to support any danger there, but public perception could be enough to close down this whole program.
So, Chris, what's the little orb that we're seeing here to the right of your head?
Thank you for reminding me. This is a camera. This is a camera that I can also use to stream data back up to a command center. So that as a police officer, I'm responding to the crime. People can watch what I'm up to. The command center can follow me. Now this is useful, especially in some of the other use cases for Golden, such as the remote expert. remote expert scenario is very common for GoldenEye. I can be out in the field doing public safety jobs. I can be doing maintenance, field maintenance. If I open up a closet full of wires as a repairman and I go, oh dear, I don't like what I'm seeing, I can call in my expert. I can set up an instant video communication link over the LTE broadband back to my head office where the expert lives. They can now see exactly what I'm seeing and can advise me immediately as to what I should be doing to mend something. That remote expertise works across many different areas, vertical markets. It can be telemedicine. I can have a patient on the ground here and have my paramedics tell me what to do as they're approaching the scene. It can go into mechanics. It can go into all sorts of field service. So we're going to show you some more applications of GoldenEye. The first one we're going to do is go to the mechanic. So here I might have some drill down options to help me try and diagnose a problem from my car. Check electronics. And I drill down from one level to the next in a simple expert system. Tire pressure light. So we drill down and eventually we get to a point where the computer can now feed me information that might be used to solve my problem. As we do that, that information may not be good enough. So, I might want to play a video at this point and find out more. Play video. So if you imagine now, I'm mending my car, I've got the hood up, I've got my hands free with tools in them and I'm actually doing work on the car. But all the time I've got this information under my voice command and control. Window close. Window close. Video pause. Video resume. Video stop.
And again, what we're seeing here on the laptop is exactly what you would be seeing in the eyepiece. So you can, if you're working on a car and you don't know how to diagnose or change the tire, you can keep on doing that without having to stop what you're doing and try to remember where you are.
Exactly right, yeah. And we might have a library of videos here. We can also have a library of documents. View schematic. So now we look at a simple how to change a tire step-by-step guide. So this is now a multi-page PDF that I can look at. I can move around the screen. But more than likely, I just want to start at the beginning and freeze up.
So how would you move around the screen? You would just move your head?
I move my head left and right and up and down, allows me to scroll. It's in the same way as reading a broadsheet newspaper, just turning your head to look at the bit you want. So when you find the piece you want, you can then issue the command to freeze the document like I've done now. So now when I move my head, it doesn't move. And now I can zoom in and zoom out at this point. Zoom in. Next page. Zoom out. And when I'm done with that, hopefully I've got enough information to change my tyre and I'm on my way. But, window closed. There's a chance that I just can't figure this out. This is where I want to call in my expert help. Expert help. What this is going to do now is go through my cell phone and make an immediate phone call to my designated expert. It's also going to start up a brand new video conferencing link from my camera back to my expert over the broadband LTE from Verizon. So what this allows me to do, if I had the camera connected up correctly, small camera, it allows me to have a video conference call. Someone is now effectively looking over my shoulder through this camera and is able to see exactly what I'm doing and hopefully identify what I'm doing wrong. And then in real time they can advise me how to correct that.
So basically someone could see through the camera that's attached to the headpiece, right?
So this is looking at what I'm looking at right down here. So I can easily describe my problem, they can see it, and they can also feed me back information to fix the problem in real-time audio.
So this would be great for, say, bomb squads even, or doctors who may be working in remote villages and may need extra help.
That is correct. It pans across so many different fields of enterprise. Simply the first aid guy in your office. Some patient may drop down on the floor, need attention. He can follow a similar expert system in first aid to help them understand how to treat the patient, and then set up an instant video log with the paramedics who are currently on the way, so they could be then looking at the patient, advising and telling you what to do to go that extra step to preserve life.
So what's the power behind this? I know we saw some of the software in the UI, but where's the processor and all that?
The CPU is a Texas Instruments OMAP processor, 3530 in this model. We have a battery in here as well, and we have all the rest of the CPU components there. We have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The Bluetooth is used at low power. The Wi-Fi is reduced power as well. The range of the Wi-Fi is about 2 meters. Especially, we don't want to have high power Wi-Fi up on the head. So the idea is, for all communication, we use low power radio to go down to a belt worn device, which then goes out as a gateway to the broadband LTE. That does two things. It removes the radiation from our head. Although there's no scientific evidence to support any problems, public perception can be enough. The second thing it does, it removes the batteries required for radios off the head, because the batteries take up a lot of power and weight, so we put those on your belt buckle and take them off from the head.
Speaking of battery power, how long does a single battery last on a charge?
This is designed to last 8 hours on a charge.
So a full working day.
Correct, that's a shift. So this is our prototype system available from mygoldeneye.com. It is ahead of the full rugged solution from Motorola Solutions, which is due out towards the end of this year. That'll be ruggedized to IP65 rating for industrial use.
And what price range can we expect?
We are selling these development kits for $2,500 today. Motorola have advised us that the product will be in the same region as that.
Great. So this is, I guess, a machine-to-machine solution that will allow you to connect to Verizon's 4G LTE network for high-speed video streaming, fast response time.
Correct. Now, you don't have to have network connectivity either. For example, with the micro SD card that we have here, we can store 32 gigabytes of reference data right there. So if you wanted to, if you're, say, a Boeing mechanic, you can put every bit of detail on here, go into your airplane, call up the mechanical information you need, and never have to have any connectivity at all. So it operates as a standalone device, but it operates better when it's connected.
Well, thank you so much for the demo, Chris.
You're welcome.